What's going on, guys? It's Nav Sultan, and this is Sultanic Thoughts. Today's video is going to be about performances. And here's what I mean by performances. People in life feel as if who they are is not good enough. They feel that they need to play a role when they're with their parents. They feel like they need to play a role when they're with, uh, somebody from the opposite gender or same gender, whoever you are, when they want them to like them. We feel like we need to play a role when we're at work. We need to put on a performance for, social media, for example. You've probably seen, girls on social media always trying to show how happy they are, how good life is all the time. And you see these girls in groups doing this together, girls night out, girls trip, and it's really there to kind of, I personally think, to signal to somebody out there in the world that, look, I'm not hurt right now, I'm not damaged right now, I'm not lonely right now. And there's a lot of this going on, you know I see this a lot with guys too. Guys are always trying to project their strength, their toughness, the alpha male. No, 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 no. I remember, as some of you guys know, I teach Muay Thai, and two of our fighters from our gym were competing this weekend, and we went to the show, and at the show there was this guy. He was like 5'6", 5'5". Teardrop tattoo, just walking around the event. You know what I mean? Like trying to flex so hard, and he caught my eye, but I didn't pay much attention to him. And then one of the other coaches came to me and said, "You see that guy over there? He's only been training for 6 months, and he has a teardrop tattoo and all this and that." And I was like, "That's strange. That's so whack, But he's trying to put on the performance to hide how he really feels about himself. He probably feels like a complete puss, you know what I mean? But he's getting the teardrop, doing this. And I found that he's from like a rich family too, which is even funnier to me. These rich kids, they always try to go above and beyond to show that, they're not privileged. And it's like, all right, like, you think we care? We don't really care. And you have to, it's easy to look at others and see faults in others, but sometimes, we have to look at others and what they're doing and ask ourselves, how am I doing this as well? Because it's very naive to think that, you know, I'm not doing it, only everybody else is, right? It's not really kind of how things work. We feel at times that we need to be a certain way to be accepted. And in that process, we kind of prioritize goals in our life that don't really align with who we are, and we chase these goals, we chase these paths in life, thinking that if we reach the top of that hill, that we will be accepted. It's it's really, shallow, but we do this stuff, a lot of it unconsciously. And you guys really have to start looking at people and questioning how they are, who they are. you know Start to really look at the people around you, the people you see, their stories, and ask yourself, is this person really like this, or are they performing? Because when you really are a certain way, you don't feel the need to tell others that you're that. You just are that. When I was at the Muay Thai event, one of the coaches that I'm with, he brought his friend, and they were kind of talking about the same thing, and I was in the conversation. And I'm not saying this to make myself look good, but I remember the coach looked at me, and he told his friend, like, you see this guy over here? This guy could, wash 90% of the people in this event. But when you talk to him, he just talks like he's normal, he's joking, he's having a good time. He's not carrying around that energy like you're tough, you're this, you're that, you know? And it is true, you know, the best fighters I've met in my life, training in Thailand, training at, you know, gyms all around the world, you know, they don't really come into the gym flexing like they're that. They come into the gym acting really normal, and on any day, you know what I mean? They they clean out the whole gym in sparring. You know what I mean? And I noticed that I've gone out to nightclubs in the past with people, and the most competent fighters in the group that I went out with were relaxed, and then the people that were kind of the most incompetent were trying to be aggressive and be tough and, you know, sit there in the club like this. And it's like, what? Like, this ain't you, brother. Like, this ain't you. We know it's not you, you know, but they feel this need, they feel this insecurity to, you know, let others know and to let others kind of believe the lie that they're trying to project outwards. And what happens, especially in the 20s, in your 20s, you see this a lot. In your 30s, you start to weed out a lot of it. And then me, I just turned 40. And at my age, it's like I don't really have this desire at all. I really don't have it. And as you get older, you start to kind of be okay with what you are and what you aren't. You start to kind of cross off goals in your life that were important to you. And after you cross them out, you realize that, like, this wasn't all that. This wasn't what I really wanted. You know, for a lot of times for me, it was always about status and luxury items, having this car, having this condominium, living in this part of the world, having these clothes, having this jewelry. And at this point, I don't really care about it at all. Like, I want my car to be, you know, good enough to drive. And if things go wrong with it, I don't want to, you know, pay, you know, $3,000-4,000 for a brake caliber. You know, like, I have no interest in that whatsoever where I'm at in my life. But a lot of people also, what you see is they kind of attract others that are doing the performance, and it's kind of like, I'll buy your performance, you buy my performance. And in my 20s in high school, this was a lot more clear. You know, you see it with the younger generation, very loud, you know, very extra with who they are trying to be, you know, because they don't really believe it. You know, they don't believe it. They don't believe that they are that on the inside, and they're looking for external validation to confirm that they are that. um you know, women do this a lot with sexualizing themselves. You know, uh, they want to get the ass job, they want to get the boob job, they want to look a certain way, they want the DMs coming in, they want to get that attention so that they can feel like they're beautiful, because deep down inside they don't feel like they're beautiful, they don't feel like they're. And that's kind of the purpose of this message is and the purpose of this video is to kind of, as you start going on through life from this day forward, start to really look at people and try to see which parts of their life are they performing. You know, what's a performance, what's not a performance. And it can really help you get a different level of understanding of others in your life. You know, um, friends, family, you know, even my own mother, not to talk behind her back, but she has this thing that when she gets around her friends, she wants to make it seem like her life is perfect. Before my parents got divorced, she always tried to make it seem like her marriage was perfect. When we would go back to, I went back to Iran once with my mom, and I noticed her in circles trying to keep up this performance, you know? And it's not really good, you know, because a lot of people do not know you're performing. Something is off about it, but you create a lot of jealousy and envy in others. And that's such a petty kind of outcome to aim for in life, to make others jealous, to make others envy you. It's seems like a big waste of energy to me personally. And this whole performance, you know, concept that I talked about today, it's something that I kind of learned this past week. Uh, I made a video earlier today that I uploaded about how I broke 30 days of no contact But I saw the performance my ex was putting on, and ChatGPT kind of helped me look through it, you know? And, as I said in the other video, when I had reached out to her with that birthday message that I know really destroyed her ego, but not with maliciousness, but with the amount of, dignity and love and finality that I put in that message, basically saying, I kind of wish you the best and I have no hard feelings and whatnot, whatnot. And to see how her performance on social media just changed overnight and to the point now where she's pretty quiet, she was trying to project that leading up to her birthday because she didn't know if I was going to message her or not, that I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm over it. I don't want you back. I don't talk to my past. All these things which I knew were not true, right? Because I knew. Oh, my bad, that thing fell down. Yeah. All of which is not true. I think it was like that. Yeah. All of which was not true because we've talked a lot and uh she's told me some things that I'm not going to go into detail why, but it lets me know that's not really how she feels. And yeah, that's pretty much this video for now. I want to go more into learning about performances. I think there's a lot there. A lot of it comes from ego, a lot of it comes from insecurity. And the goal is really to be authentic with yourself, to really be authentic with who you are and who you aren't. And in that truth, you become honest with yourself about what you need to work on, and you do the work to actually become that. You don't just, play the part to appear that you are that, right? So, guys, like the video, subscribe, comment. As I said, it's 30 days of consistency. I am, after this video, I'll have 6 videos left to make, to do 30 videos in 30 days. My whole plan was to make one every day and post it, but it didn't work out like that. Life got in the way. It's not an excuse. I should have just done it anyways, but I'm still going to make 30 videos for 30 days. I had 3 days left, so that's 6 videos. That's 2 videos a day. Tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that. I can manage that, but I might make, I think I'm going to make one more video right now with the same scenery. And who knows, I might make two more videos after that today. One after Muay Thai and then one after the shower that I have after my Muay Thai class. And that'll just have me having one video left for the remaining days, guys. So like, subscribe. This is Nab Sultan. You're watching Sultanic Thoughts. Peace.